sweet team, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Ajele and I am back with this requested chicken jollof rice recipe. So I'm going to begin by seasoning and steaming my chicken. So I added some onion, habanero pepper, spice blend. I'm adding in some all-purpose seasoning. We'll add in some salt to taste, give everything a good stir, cover it up and allow it to steam in its own juices for about 10 minutes. The chicken is going to release some juices, and allowing it to steam first before adding more water causes the flavor to be very intense. And I'm using hard chicken. So we are back to check on our chicken. It has been steaming now for about 12 minutes. Okay, so at this point I'm going to go ahead and add in enough water to cook my chicken until nice and tender. And I'm using my pressure cooker, so it'll be quick. You may use any pot of your choice. It may just take a little longer. We will be using some diced tomatoes in a can. So I pour it through a colander to get some of the juices out, because yes, I want it to toast a bit because I want a smoky flavor. I also added some onions and bell pepper. I'll season it with some of our homemade natural spices. Drizzle a bit of olive oil over it and into our air fryer it'll go. I want it to have a little burnt tips to it. That way our jollof will be nice and smoky. So to begin, in a pot, add in some oil. I'm using some leftover oil because yes, oil is too expensive these days, so do not waste it. To that I added some sliced onions, and we're going to fry it until it begins to brown or until translucent, just like this. I'll then add in some tomato paste and some of our spice blend. Stir everything together and we'll fry this for about 5 to 10 minutes. Yes, when you fry this well, your stew tastes good, and in turn, your jollof rice tastes good as well. And this is what our tomatoes are looking like. We'll transfer it into a blender, but I had some roasted garlic, so I added that, 1 habanero pepper and some parsley, and now our roasted tomatoes, onions, and peppers are going in. Add in the juice and then we'll blend it until nice and smooth, or to your preferred smoothness. Back to check on our base. It has fried beautifully, so I'll give it a good stir, add in our blended ingredients, stir everything together, cover it up and allow it cook halfway. Today's special tools goes to my mommy Teresa Chocho. Yemo, God used you to give me life. My brother Dr. Ajite, I love you so much for loving me unconditionally, because I can be hard-headed at times. And my hubby Isaac Tetekwe for hanging in there with me all these years. I love you all so much. Back to check on our chicken. It has cooked nicely to our preferred tenderness, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer it into our air fryer bucket, and into the air fryer it'll go. And I'm just going to air fry this for about 15 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You may lower the heat and fry it longer, but I just want it to brown a bit, so it'll be quick. Back to our stew. It has cooked halfway. I'll add in the stock from cooking our meat. I'll give it a good stir and allow it to continue cooking. Now let's check on our chicken. Look at that, perfectly golden brown. So it is time for us to go ahead and add it into our stew, and we'll give it a stir. At this point, I've been cooking my stew on medium-low heat because I want it to cook slowly so that all the flavors will intensify. Once I've stirred it up, I'll allow it to continue simmering for about 10 minutes. I'll season it with some curry powder. Our stew have just about 5 minutes to go. You can add your curry powder in the beginning, but I love to add it towards the end because the flavors intensifies at that point. I'll go ahead and wash about 3 cups of rice, and I'm using jasmine rice. I'll add it to the stew. Now, if your stew is too much, always take some and set it aside before adding your rice. After adding in the rice, you can add more stew, because too much stew always ruins your jollof rice, and we do not want that. I'll stir fry this for about 5 minutes, or until it begins to stick on the bottom of my pot, an indication that it is ready to take in our water. I also added some salt to taste, okay? Now, this is jasmine rice, and it does not take well to too much water, so be mindful when adding water when using jasmine. You want to add enough just to loosen up your rice, okay? And then I covered it with some parchment paper, and then the lid, bring it to a boil. Once it boils like this, you want to lower the heat and allow it cook or steam on medium low until the rice has absorbed all the water like this. Fluff it up to enable the steam to go through and through to cook your jollof rice to perfection. Now, if you're wondering why we stir jollof rice, when I opened it up, you can see how compacted it is. If you do not stir it, it will never finish cooking. Unlike white rice that you do not need to stir, jollof you do. So I stirred it about 2 more times before it was ready, and check it out. The aroma in this house is out of this world. Bring your plate, because all that is left is for us to serve and enjoy. And I paired it with my simple cucumber salad and some air-fried kiliwili. If you have not tried our air fryer kiliwili recipe, you need to. It is super delicious and also healthy because it has less oil. All are invited to enjoy this delicacy with me on my birthday. Yes. If you've enjoyed me until now, I do want to thank you so very much. Why not let me know where you're watching from, and I'll give you a special too in our next recipe. Until I see you in the next one, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ka unamini uchemi sweet mahabutu. Bye y'all. All this and more, sweet